we'll take a look at our tail of the tape presented by Cage Muscle. Slight reach advantage and height advantage for Alex Gilpin. He's younger than Lance Palmer, slightly less experienced than Lance Palmer. Undoubtedly an underdog coming into this bout, but he feels confident, as Eve said, that he can get the job done against the Season 1 king. Lillian Garcia starts a featherweight semifinal on ESPN2.
Fight fans, it is time for the first semifinal fight in the featherweight division. The winner will go on to the 2019 PFL World Championship to fight for $1 million. This fight is brought to you by Presidente. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a wrestler, standing at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. In 16 professional bouts, he has a record of 14 victories and 2 defeats. He is the number 4 seed, fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, Alex Gilpin! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a wrestler, standing at 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. In 23 professional bouts, he has a record of 20 victories and 3 defeats. He is the number 1 seed and last season's PFL Featherweight Champion from Columbus, Ohio, Lance the Party Palmer! Your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Hey, there's another great wrestler in the building. The champ, Henry Cejudo, 2008 Olympic gold medalist. Here to take in the action on ESPN2, Featherweight Playoffs semifinal. Alex Gilpin in the silver trunks. Lance the Party Palmer, Season 1 champ, in the green.
Palmer may have went the full 2 rounds in the quarterfinals, but he didn't sustain any damage at all. Gilpin had the early finish in the second round, but he took on some big leg kicks and front kicks in that fight. I wonder see if that affects him going into a 3-round fight in the semifinals.
If we saw the improved striking already display itself. Lance Palmer, you always have to worry about a takedown with him. He feints like he's going for the legs, throws the overhand left.
Yeah, and that's going to get Gilpin move his hands where Lance Palmer wants them. Right here, though, Lance just runs him over with a double, showing that superior wrestling. Gilpin's a good wrestler, but Lance just a little bit better in that situation.
Lance directly inside control, but Gilpin is able to recover a closed guard for now. Palmer goes back to work on the body.
And like I was saying in the Almeida fight, Gilpin is going to have to open up this closed guard. He's going to have to work for a butterfly or work to a different position because Lance Palmer is not the guy to fall for a submission in that position.
Gilpin able to kick Palmer off, and right back on top goes the All-American. Gilpin works back to his feet. Palmer gives him a gift of a couple punches, but those were blocked, and Gilpin with an inside leg kick.
Gilpin keeps going to that naked inside kick, and that's what Lance timed, that second inside kick, to follow through and drive Gilpin to the mat.
You see Gilpin switching stances. There's an overhand right, blocked by Lance Palmer. Another attempt there by Gilpin.
Gilpin's going to have to put combinations together, though. You can't come at Lance Palmer with one big shot and expect to land it and make a change in this fight.
Both of these men already won one fight tonight. Palmer was a decision victory. Gilpin got a second-round technical submission to secure a spot in these semifinals. Inside leg kick lands for Palmer.
Gilpin returns the favor. Palmer comes down.
Another overhand left there by Palmer. He's seen some success with it here in Season 2 of PFL action.
I would like to see Palmer set that up, though. Maybe with a double jab and then fire that overhand. You notice Gilpin switching leads also. Now, is that because of the fight with Andre Harrison? Is that lead leg, that left leg, a little stunned, a little hurt?
He did absorb a ton of leg kicks in that fight. A lot of kicks in general there, so some body work. Overhand right blocked by Lance Palmer. Interesting to see Palmer circling with his back against the cage for a good portion of this first round. We're over halfway gone here in a featherweight semifinal.
Usually it's the other way around. We see Palmer plodding forward and keeping his opponents out on the edge of the cage.
Left hand there from Palmer, and another. He threw a kick there in the middle that did not land. Oh, another left hand lands for Lance Palmer.
Beautiful counter left.
There's his wife, Jessie Palmer, looking on, hoping for another trip to New York City on New Year's Eve for a championship bout.
Now see that left hand that Palmer just landed, that shows a little bit of his inexperience in the striking game. He landed a beautiful shot. He stunned Gilpin, but did not recognize it and wasn't able to follow up. Gilpin's recovered a little bit now. Gilpin
with that upright karate-style stance. Flying kick attempted there by Palmer.
I love those things.
If you've been watching Lance Palmer for long enough, you know what a departure that is from a typical style. He's usually got both feet on the ground, driving forward, getting much more comfortable in his striking game. 1 minute remains here in the first round of a featherweight semifinal. 3 5-minute rounds in the second bout of the evening for these two. Flying knee attempted by Gilpin. Head kick attempted by Gilpin. Palmer needs to be careful about catching that thing out in open space with his hands.
Yeah, he's got to keep his guard tight, keep those hands close to his head and his chin, protect those things.
Looking to set up another flying attack is Alex Gilpin. Jumps and lands into a body lock from Lance Palmer, who will push Alex Gilpin against the cage here with 20 seconds remaining. Ten-second clapper to signal the approaching close of round number 1. Interesting battle between two wrestlers here. Featherweight semifinal action. Welcome back to Mandalay Bay. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Eve Edwards, cage side. Featherweight semifinal, Alex Gilpin in the gray trunks, Lance Palmer, season 1 champion, in the green.
Gilpin's leaving his feet a lot.
It's an interesting strategy against a wrestler who is apt to catch you and dump you.
And he's not leaving his feet with intent either. Sometimes he's just hopping.
Tough to sprawl when you're in midair.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just tuning in, this is the second bout of the night for both of these individuals. They had a quarterfinal about 90 minutes ago. 2 left hands in a row there from Lance Palmer. He goes for the third, and Gilpin ducks under it. Can't get the takedown, though.
I like how Lance hit him with his hips to get his left leg back, recover his position.
Lance Palmer is hunting that overhand left. We've had 5 playoff bouts tonight here at Mandalay Bay. 4 of those have been finishes, including 4 in a row. Will we get a 5th in a row here in the featherweight semifinals as Gilpin and Palmer exchange kicks?
This fight is really telling the story to me of how much improved Lance Palmer's striking has become. It's not like it's an elite level yet, but he's constantly and consistently improving. In their first bout, the striking was a lot more competitive, but Lance is obviously ahead.
Another interesting aspect in this fight, Lance Palmer displayed in their first bout of the regular season that he has a wrestling advantage, but a good majority of this fight has taken place on the feet, and he's not hunting takedowns very aggressively here.
No, and he's used his wrestling defensively, always getting his hips back so he can get back to range to strike. This is like a kid with a new toy. He wants to play with his striking.
We saw the takedown in the first round, and I think that was probably the difference in that first round in the score. Pretty even match. Both guys landed some effective strikes, and that one takedown was probably the thing that swung it in Lance Palmer's favor as a 10-9.
You can see the Cageonomics numbers developing there at the bottom of your screen. Gilpin very active in his striking, as is Lance Palmer. Another left hand lands, partially blocked by Alex Gilpin. Palmer goes to the right hand and then the body, and now another left. Body shot up with the left hand from Lance Palmer. Gilpin having a hard time engaging offensively, Eve. He's trying to close the distance, but it's been Palmer who's dictating when these exchanges happen.
And every time Gilpin comes in, Palmer is able to land with a counter left hand and just back him up.
Feint jab and a right hand from Gilpin.
If you notice, Palmer's backing up when he wants to. Gilpin is backing up when Palmer wants him to. He's dictating this fight. Lance Palmer, that is.
Randy, did you think we'd see more wrestling in a bout between two wrestlers?
You know, sometimes their styles, because they're so similar, negate each other, and then it becomes who's better at all this other stuff.
Big left hand lands on the exit there. Gilpin retreating, absorbs one on the ear. Lance Palmer scoring with his left hand in the first and the second round.
And Palmer's aware of how dangerous Gilpin is in that front headlock position. He was there for a split second, got his head out immediately.
90 seconds, Bill, 90 seconds.
There's a takedown, ducking under the strike. Lance Palmer gets Alex Gilpin to his back. Close guard for Gilpin. We've seen a lot of work from Palmer from season 1 and season 2 in this position. Alex Gilpin has 1 minute left in round number 2 to try and make something happen.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You work that. There you go. Punch there. 25.
I think I see some strategy going on here in Lance Palmer's. Well, I see some of exactly what their strategy is coming out of Lance Palmer's corner. I heard his corner say 90 seconds at the minute 30 mark, and that's when Lance started looking for the takedown. Possibly to secure the round, feeling that he may be ahead on points on his feet, but getting the takedown secures it for him.
Here's that posture we were talking about earlier. Lance Palmer goes to 1 foot up, occasionally putting his hips in here, Randy. More significant strikes from the top available from a position like this.
Absolutely effective. Using his hips, keeping his head up, out of danger, and using that barrier to trap Gilpin there and find a way to land positive, meaningful shots.
10 seconds left here in round number 2, featherweight semifinal between Lance Palmer and Alex Gilpin. 2 rounds in the books. Interesting fight so far. Lance Palmer very active in the striking there in round number 2. Let's take a look at these replays, Eve. Here's round 1, the first Lance Palmer takedown.
Yeah, he just runs Gilpin over, covers a lot of distance, and when we talk about Lance Palmer with his back to the fence, this is possibly one of his strategies, to be able to run him over. But look at this position. Right off of the break, Lance goes to his striking. I like his transitioning now. He's transitioning from wrestling to striking right away. A beautiful counter left hand. Plants his feet, pops the left hand, and then follows it up with another. He's been successful with that left hand and timing Gilpin, coming in, getting beneath Gilpin, getting to those legs, putting Gilpin on his back where he's in a dominant position. He's just all over the place and everywhere.
Inside the Lance Palmer corner here.
Let's go. You got the speed, kid. Yep. Sure. You got the speed over there. Finish. Let's go.
Well, Randy, Alex Gilpin might be down here on the scorecards, but far from out. We've seen him change the tide in fights. You grab a neck, it could be over quickly.
Absolutely true. I think it's 2 rounds to 1 for Palmer right now, which puts a little desperation in Gilpin's camp. But he is a very, very dangerous submission, and I think Palmer recognizes that. He's not shooting some of the open shots we've seen him shoot in some of his other fights.
Third and final round here in semifinal featherweight action. Gilpin in the gray trunks, Palmer in the green. Wisconsin versus Ohio State.
Hey, if it's a 2-stop flight to New York City for the finals, Lance Palmer is on his second layover. And if he can get out of this round, oh!
Big left hand lands, stumbles Alex Gilpin.
His striking looks so much better, man.
That overhand left has landed several times for Lance Palmer. He goes to the hook and a left. 3-punch combination from Palmer. Gilpin bouncing in and out with that karate stance, but he has not been able to land effectively.
I think when we see Lance Palmer put more combinations together, he's just going to be so much more dangerous.
Big knee there from Alex Gilpin, and now he'll try and grab a guillotine. Palmer will have none of it and goes right back to work with the strikes. Fighting out of a clinch here.
Gilpin's corner thinks he has Palmer hurt with that knee.
He's putting pressure on Palmer here.
Palmer did walk right into a knee, and here's that front choke attack.
Palmer makes the strategic decision of flopping to his back. He didn't want to have anything to do with that front headlock position.
Smart move.
Knee on belly there for Gilpin. 3.5 minutes left to work on top of the season 1 champ.
Now this is where Gilpin can be very dangerous. Being a wrestler also, but he has a good submission game. He knows what the wrestler wants to do to get back to his feet, but at the same time, he understands the submission aspects of the ground fight.
Alex Gilpin on top of Lance Palmer. Side control for the Wisconsin native. And Palmer scrambles to the position. Scrambles to the top and into the guard of Alex Gilpin. Inside 3 minutes remaining in this featherweight semifinal.
That's that championship mentality. Lance Palmer's on his back, taking a little bit of punishment in a bad position. You know, he recovers and then just reverses the position, gets back on top, gets back to where he needs to be.
Eve, you're Alex Gilpin. You built a little bit of momentum here in round 3. You got half a round to go. What's your strategy?
Right now, he's got to open up. He's got to open that guard, push Lance Palmer's head away, create a scramble that will allow him to get back to his feet, because the pressure that he started to put on Lance just a few seconds ago was what got him those advantageous positions.
Lance Palmer looking to crush down on Alex Gilpin. Close guard still for Gilpin. 2 minutes remaining here. The featherweight semifinal bout. The winner moves on to New York City on New Year's Eve at Madison Square Garden for the chance at a belt and $1 million. Fight twice, win twice. The toughest night in mixed martial arts at Mandalay Bay.
Gilpin's got to open up that guard. It doesn't matter if Lance Palmer passes. If Palmer passes, he's got to roll with Palmer and create a scramble. Just don't let him pass and secure a good top position.
Randy, we know that Lance Palmer probably up on the scorecards here. Is it enough if he rides it out on top?
I think if he rides it out on top, he wins this fight 2 rounds to 1 for sure. And it's questionable at this point if Gilpin's winning this 3rd round. I think he was in charge there for a minute. He hurt Palmer with the knee. He had the top position, was very effective. And then Palmer reversed it, and now is kind of taking the momentum back.
Palmer landing a bunch of these left hands. And that championship mentality that you talk about, Eve. Lance Palmer is a smart fighter. He can probably ride this out, smother Alex Gilpin, but he's throwing aggressively from the top here, even in the guard, trying to do as much damage and maybe earn a finish. Inside of 1 minute left.
Yeah, you know what Lance Palmer's doing right now? He's just chipping away, looking for opportunities. Look at what happens. He throws a few shots, he makes Gilpin react, and then he tries to move to a better position. That's what you do as a champion. He's trying to win this fight. He's not going to go all out and risk everything, but he's going to be smart about it, try to pick his spots, and get to a better spot.
Hammer fist from the top for Lance Palmer. Gilpin attempts to turn on an arm bar. Lance Palmer pulls his arm out and goes right back to work. Big ground and pound from the season 1 champ. Lance Palmer pulling it on. 10 seconds remaining here in the 3rd and final round.
I don't think there's anyone that will ever say Lance Palmer is not their champion.
Big left hand. Lance Palmer.
Hard work.
Strong performance from the defending champion. Wrestling, striking, ground and pound. A very complete performance against the very game Alex Gilpin.
And we've seen Lance Palmer improve consistently over the season. We knew how good he was last season, but this year he looks to be a little bit different guy, an improved man. And I cannot wait to see what he looks like come New Year's Eve.
We'll find out later tonight who his opponent in the championship will be if the judges saw this fight the same way we did, Randy. But to each point, a guy who already won $1 million and a belt and still constantly improving. Palmer's looking to build a legacy.
Absolutely, and I think he's only going to continue on this trajectory up. He continues to improve. He's so diligent. He does such a great job. He's had a tough fight. He's had a target on his back all season long.
He had a trilogy fight to open the night in the quarterfinal against a guy who had beat him before. He knew this semifinal was going to be a rematch regardless. A lot of us maybe thought it would be Harrison, who was the favorite heading into that fight. Alex Gilpin earned his spot in this semifinal, put together a really nice performance. But on our scorecards, maybe not enough against Lance Palmer. We'll have the official decision here at Mandalay Bay when we come back. Bay, Randy Couture, walk me through some of these replays. Big left hand.
We saw Lance Palmer throughout this fight in all 3 rounds find a home for that left hand. He set it up very well. He changed elevations, he mixed it up, and he shot it right down the middle and found home a lot of times against Alex Gilpin tonight.
Here's a knee from Gilpin, Eve, that maybe had Lance Palmer a little bit hurt.
Yeah, that was the only time we saw Lance in trouble, and Gilpin recognized it. Gilpin, right here, Lance is trying to come forward, but Gilpin knows that it's because Lance is hurt. He poured on some offense after that and got himself to a very good position. Right here, he's on top, inside control, lands some shots, but Lance is able to reverse him with the switch, gets back to the top, and from there, he just showed that championship mentality that he has. Way that he does what he does, and he just ground and pounds his way to another victory in my scorecard.
Lillian Garcia has the official semifinal decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision and advancing to the 2019 PFL World Championship in the Featherweight Division, Lance "The Party" Palmer!
So Lance Palmer able to earn another date on New Year's Eve at Madison Square Garden. He will be back in his 2nd consecutive PFL Championship bout. One final spot determined, one more to be determined when Jeremy Kennedy and Pineda face off a little bit later tonight. Caroline Pierce has the returning champion inside the cage.
I do indeed. Thank you, Sean. Congratulations, you've booked your place in the championship for the 2nd year in a row. You've got that PFL championship hat on. Talk to us about your emotion, this opportunity again.
It's awesome to be back in the finals again against a great opponent, Alex Gilpin. I fought him twice this season, and I feel like he was one of the toughest guys in this division. And, you know, nothing but respect for him. And, you know, he had beat Harrison the fight before with a nice finish, and I know he's dangerous there, and so we had to be careful with that, just like the first time I fought him. But nonetheless, we make each other better every time we fought so far, and nothing but respect.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the 3rd round. You said it was even tougher this time, or as tough as you expected. Did you get hurt a little bit by that knee?
I felt the knee. I wouldn't say it hurt because it just missed my temple, but I felt that we made this fight more of a dogfight than the first one because of what's at stake. So regular season, there's still a lot at stake, but this is the semifinals. Winner moves on, and we both came and we were both game to get after it.
Your championship mentality really showed, but as did the work you've been doing on your striking, really landing that left hand, going for the overhand left. It looked like that was the game plan coming into it, so stay on your feet primarily.
It's been my game plan for like 5 years, just to let my hands go. So to finally let them go a little bit more, trying to add my combos with Coach Mark Henry, and just put more punches together and more punches together on the ground with Ricardo Almeida and Coach Casey Halstead. They're all making me better every single time I'm in the gym, so I can't do enough to thank these guys.
We look forward to seeing you come New Year's Eve. Congratulations, Lance "The Party" Palmer. Back to you, Sean.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.